You know, I've got to say that Kerry Ann Kenley said something today that I've been wondering about as well. About all those global warming extremists who are gluing themselves to the road or locking themselves together and gluing themselves to water tanks or whatever, or locking themselves by the neck to fencing, or dangling themselves under a Brisbane bridge. All of these climate hysterics who police and emergency services must then cut free. Well, here is Kerry Ann Kenley today.
Personally, I'd leave them all super glued to wherever they do it, like forever, till they get themselves the guy hanging from the Story Bridge. Why send emergency services to look after or get a moron down? Leave him there till he gets himself out. No emergency services should help them. Nobody should do anything. Leave him there, and you just put little witches' hats around them and try, or use them as a speed bump.
Now, that last bit about using the protesters as speed humps, well, that was, of course, a joke. But social media predictably went nuts. Kenley should be banned. She was a monster advocating violence and Extinction Rebellion. You know, those crazies blocking our streets to tell us that the end of the world is nigh, panic. Well, they got all very sensitive, saying that Kerry Ann Kenley really should think very carefully before making such statements about the impacts they could have. Well, I think these Extinction Rebellion extremists should think a lot more carefully about the impacts their roadblocks have on people like this woman before they get all outraged by some obvious joke.
Mum passed away on Sunday at home in that building. I'm supposed to be there having hospital beds picked up. I just want to get to the home so I can start organising all the clean-up.
But, you know, this social media outrage about what Kerry Ann Kenley said is so typical of our times. I mean, it seems to me there must be people deliberately taking offence, and this time by treating irony as deadly serious. Maybe they're just stupid. Maybe they just don't understand it. Let me explain irony to Kenley's critics. Irony, children, is what we used, we adults, back when people weren't so stupidly literalist, when irony was still legal. And we define irony, children, as the expression of one's meaning by using language that normally signifies the opposite, typically for humorous or emphatic effect. It's a joke. Kenley does not literally mean Extinction Rebellion pests should be run over, however attractive that idea may seem. You have to ask what fools need that explained to them. But anyway, back to Kenley's real point. Why do police go to such lengths to unglue and unchain protesters rather than leave them right where they are so that we can watch them stew? Now, I get it, they have to shove aside the ones that are blocking busy roads, and I also get that they couldn't just let a train run down this clown today at Bowen Hills, who forced passengers to walk or catch a cab until he was cut free. But the rest of them? Personally, I would love to see what this guy, chained to a barricade in Brisbane, would have done when it was toilet time. And there he was, all locked up and the key thrown away. It would have been marvellous. I mean, leave him there overnight. Film the mess when you return. You see, the fines that these protesters are getting clearly aren't stopping them from doing this stuff again and again and again. They're feeling like heroes, obviously. And it's true that Queensland, for instance, is now fast-tracking laws to get protesters jailed for up to 2 years for these stunts. And that's high time. And it's actually necessary. But then again, you see, jail is also a big expense for taxpayers. So why not try humiliation? Because that, at least, is still free. Let the protesters stay there in their chains and in their glue, if they're not too much in the way of traffic, and let them be laughed at for making themselves look so ridiculous as well as so demented. That might work. And the point is that something must soon work, Because when these extremists are now blocking trains as well, we really do have a problem.